So this is the La Prevoyante Stakes. It's a grade 3, running a mile and a half on the turf for 4-year-olds and up fillies and mares, and it's the 6th race on the Pegasus World Cup card at Gulfstream on Saturday. And if we look at the field, it's pretty much dominated by closers for the most part, with Romagna Mia, Arcali Kim, Sister O'Toole, and Highland Grace being the most prominent of this group. But you do have some younger horses in Alpha Bella and Highland Grace who perhaps are ready to upset the apple cart. Then you've got longtime stayers like Anatolian as well. So it's a fairly well-balanced field, I think. It's not big on middle running horses, mid-pace, so it's kind of more either early or late, which is an interesting dynamic in this one. So if we take a look at the field, you'll see there's no true pace setter in this race. Viva La Red and Tass are ones that are more likely to try to get the lead or try to go all the way. But Alpha Bella owns fractions in her last race that were better than these two. And tactically, I think it's probably the right place to be is on the lead to try to wire this field, because the primary contenders in this field all are running late. So if you can get on the lead and get some momentum, then I think it's very plausible that you could wire this field. Viva La Red I don't consider to be good enough to do that. Finished third last time in a mile and a half on the synthetic, but was well beaten. No match for Romagna Mia, who's in this field. And I think it kind of speaks to her quality, so I'll pass there. Alpha Bella is very intriguing. This is a horse who had some good races at 3 and is now running against older. The last race she enjoyed very good, so had very good fractions up on the lead or near the lead, and held on for a good third in a pretty good field. That tells me that this one probably is improving, and with a little more time, that she's had a bit of a layoff, I think is ready to take a step forward in the older turf division. So Alpha Bella at 8-1, I think, is outstanding value, and looks to me the most primary candidate to be able to stay on the lead if she's good enough. But her pedigree speaks to a mile and a half. I don't think that's going to be a problem. So Alpha Bella we like in this spot, particularly from a tactical perspective. Sensitivity is drawing Rod Ortiz, which is kind of interesting in the irons in a graded stakes race for a horse who really doesn't look good enough. And I don't think Rod can save that for that fact. So sensitivity is a pass for me. Tass ran in that race with Viva La Red and Romagna Mia last time. It was absolutely no match for Romagna Mia, and I don't think she has the same upside that Alpha Bella does. So while is a pretty good value at 12-1, I'm probably going to pass. I could see if you wanted to keep her in the mix for underneath, but to me, I can't see it. Anatolian scratched out of the fairgrounds stakes last weekend to run here, and it makes a lot of sense. That was at a mile and an eighth. This is a mile and a half. This horse likes it longer. Is really the only mid-pack or stalker in this race, so may be able to get a jump on some of the later runners. But I do wonder if she's got the high end, the top end to beat out any of the late runners. At 20-1, you are getting a good price, but I think Anatolian probably more likely to be under, but she is in good form coming into this race. However, you do have to note that the last couple wins that she had were off the turf. Doesn't matter. This is a good spot for her. So Anatolian, I think you have to keep in the mix for sure. Getting to the late runners where the main contenders are, Romagna Mia has a little bit of an advantage, I think, over the other closers, in that she can be a little more forwardly placed than some of the others. And for that reason, I think she's a very stout bet to win this race. She has all the quality and it fits class-wise, and is coming to this race in excellent form. I don't think it's necessary that she needs pace to run to. So I like Romagna Mia in this spot, and certainly is a logical pick to win it. Our Callie Kim needs some pace to run to. And that's really the issue I have with her. She's certainly a good horse. She's been in very good form. But I do wonder that if they slow it down up front at 1.5 miles, perhaps that compromises her chances. Same thing could be said for Sister O'Toole. I think they have to come from the clouds and they need a little help in order to get their best race, whereas I'm not so sure Romagna Mia does. So for that reason, I think they're more likely to be finishing under than Romagna Mia. Sorry, I need a little drink there. Highland Grace is very intriguing to me. I think this one is on the come. Looks to be improving. Will have to do it against older horses, but has done so. Has fared pretty well against them. And I think you're getting an excellent price at 12-1. I'm not sure this one necessarily has to come from the clouds, and has more upside. And I think that's really the most important thing when you consider this race. So if we look at how we're going to play it, I think Alpha Bella is an outstanding value at 8-1. And given the tactical nature of this race, the shape of it, I think Alpha Bella is a really good bet to try to take them all the way. So if you can get 8-1 or better on Alpha Bella, I think you take it and you go across the board. I think it's very likely she's going to be in the money because she does have upside. Romagna Mia is the best horse in this race and the likely winner. So what we would do is go with Romagna Mia on top, number 1, and key box the 4 and the 9, getting some value, and that's what we want to go for underneath. And then we'll box them again, 1, 4, and 9. So if the 4 or the 9 does get up with Romagna Mia, or they just blow this out and the 2 of them come in 1-2, we get a nice payout. If Romagna Mia wins, we double up. Same thing can be said for the trifecta. We'll do a small one with 4-9-4-9, and hope for the best there. But then we'll do a more broader trifecta, 1 with 4-9 with 3-4-5-9, 3-4, and then we'll do it again, keying Romagna Mia in second, 4-9 with 1 with 3-4-5-9. And if we can get our top 3 in the mix, I think that we have a nice score because we're going to get some value. And that ultimately, that's what I think you have to have in a race like this, that where the shape of the race is kind of funky.